go together. So, okay, so building strong relationships from inner compass to outer connection. Everybody is seeing correctly this screen sharing? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks. This perspective from inner compass to outer connection is, I found also the wisdom included in nonviolent communication. It's starting first with knowing oneself, what's the relationship I have with my feelings, with my needs, having some inquiry about this self-knowledge, the capacity of differentiating an observation than an interpretation, how my thoughts are entangled with my emotions. And so from this inner compass, this inner clarity, I can start to move with the outer connection and sensing also in the other, maybe, the same entanglement he might be in. And so it starts to be a realistic proposal of doing some step-by-step movement towards true and genuine relationship.
Leanne, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Pierre, I can't see the whole slide. Are you intending to show the whole slide?
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah. For now, you are greedy. Yeah. For now, I will go step by. I will go step by step.
I'm curious.
Yeah. That's good. Then it does the job. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. I'm intending to show the whole slide, but yeah, step by step. So, and if you are really wanting the whole slide, here it is. Okay. But yeah. So yes. So this inner compass, and then to go from a realistic connection. And then we have to face different conditioning to be able to embody this proposal and to shift from a sense of separation to a sense of interdependency, the things I was sharing before, but we're going to dive directly into it. So so I framed the problem of the I, the individualism in society is like, this concept of building a strong structure of ego, which somehow is needed. You need to have also a functional ego to be able to deal with day-to-day life. But it's also an infinite process. We need to go beyond the sense of I to be able to enter in relationship. And if we stay stuck like in archaic childhood development, when as child we have this sense of the I and the world, there's no separation between me and the world, but on the base that I'm just taking the whole space with this big ego capacity to not differentiating me with my mother, for instance. And so this sense of I, which is a greedy, graspy sense of I, needs to shift to make more room inside to be able to welcome the outer world. And so this sense of separation at some point needs to exist, but then we need to go beyond. And when I say sense of separation, I say actually sense of individuality to a sense of basic identity. Yeah. Okay. So at some point we need to let go also about the sense of separation. And yeah, I was framing that it is a spiritual path in itself. And so here we gonna explore also the spirituality of NVC. Okay, I just make some bridge between different perspectives about some tradition who try to get beyond this sense of I. And for instance, in shamanic culture, the sense of I and separation does not exist. It's like there is this strong embodied experience that we are all entangled, we are all in a net of interrelationship, and being able to sense this net, it's actually opening oneself to a transcendental perspective, and it shifts also the possibility to this consciousness that when I care for the other, I care also for myself. And the same thing, when I care for myself, I care for the whole. And I like also this picture, not this one. Yeah, just sharing this picture of this interdependency with all living beings. Okay. In the Buddhist tradition, I mean, my side, I practice Buddhism for 25 years, but there's also the strong emphasis on interdependency, interbeingness with everything that exists. And there's no difference here. It's like there's really some melting perspective between, the shamanic world and Buddhism. And I like when different culture they arrive at the same point, because it pointing a direction that talks with about a common ground. And in nonviolent communication, there is this interdependency between the common ground of needs, human needs that are universal. The way we nourish it is not universal, but at the level of need, it's there is a universality. Yeah, and in Buddhism, there's also this concept of anatta, so the non-self, and that actually this sense of separation is a creation. It's not real. And Corey was, I mean, you might talk about it afterwards, but that actually in relationship, there is I, there is you, and there is the third entity that is us. And this third entity is has its own life. I will talk also about it a bit later. So in NVC, we make a journey towards dependency, anti-dependency, autonomy, and interdependency. Basically, I share that shortly. But dependency, I'm unaware of my need. And my need depends on specific, unique strategies. And this creates, when I'm in relationship with someone who's functioning the same, this creates codependency. And so we are codependent towards each other. And actually this basic differentiation and this basic awareness that I have some need and I choose to fulfill my need by making some specific choice in my relationship is not there. This consciousness is not there. So I'm melting the need, like I need you. I'm melting my need for care, love, affection, safety with you as the specific strategy. But I'm unaware that first it's a conscious choice, it's a choice, and second that it's taking responsibility for it. And if it's not fulfilling the all of me, I can do some other choices. So from this dependency, we can shift from a reactivity. Normally, it's called independency, but I like to frame it the way Robert Gonzalez was framing it. For him, it was more like an anti-dependency. It's like, I'm fed up with relationships, so I just want to do it without. But it's based on a reactive movement. And as social being, we also, the entire relationship with one another is also one of our basic needs. So when it comes from a reactive movement, I create a rupture in my system, and it's based on the defense mechanism. And so I'm just doing the opposite movement, which actually are quite the same, like grasping dependency or rejecting anti-dependency. And we shift from the consciousness, start to shift with the consciousness in NVC of autonomy, which is I made kind of a French. So autonomy, which means I'm aware of my need. I start to get aware of my need, and I start to get aware that I can take responsibility for the way I'm nourishing them. And so slowly making this movement towards, toward autonomy is like, and at first it's already a lot of work to get aware of what's inside and to change paradigm, change patterns, how to care for one's need. So there's not that much room to care or be aware also what's going on inside the other person, or holding space for the other person, which is another step. And this is actually the step of interdependency. Just to be clear, this is a non-linear process. I can really shift from maybe I would be in this interdependency consciousness, and the next week my level of resources is so low that I shift from something different, you know. So it's just, yeah, that it's not like a pyramidal evolution, you know. It can be like from different trial movement. So interdependency, I'm holding my needs, I'm aware of them, and in the same time I can do that, I can make room for the other. And I like to say and to think that for me, true relationship starts from that point. So it's a bit a rough, tough statement, but if I'm not able to really be in self-connection, and that's what this inner compass is talking about, then I'm not able to connect with the other person. I'm just in a non-relationship with myself. So being able to connect with myself, then I start to be able to relate with the other person. There's a sense of two people relating, and we can dance. We can start this giraffe dance. So yeah, maybe it's a provocative statement, but what's the relationship if I'm, you know, just in my own autistic bubble? So well, anyway, the definition that I take from NVC this time, of living interdependently. So it's living from the knowledge that every individual is related to every other individual, and every part of a system affects every other part. So, I mean, it's a beautiful statement. When I read it, I feel also huge sadness, because I have a sense it's not the mainstream consciousness in the society. And but yeah, it's a beautiful North Star. Okay.
And it
Sorry.
also acknowledges that we matter. That what we do, what we say, how we see,
Yes.
everything matters. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Yes. Yes, that's an empowering statement. So that's the good news. Thanks, Corinne.
Welcome.
Yeah. So we matter, and we have some effect in this interdependent field. Yeah, it's a good one. You need to add it on the mind map, Corinne. Yeah, so I say in this perspective, you can sense that applied NVC, I just add an A in front, is a being posture. So it's a posture that has more to do with being. And at first, rather than a doing posture, it's a way to be, which means there is also, okay, the technical aspect of the tool, you know, connecting to observation, feelings, need, and requests. But to be able to master and use this tool at the first place is like how I am, how what's my quality of presence, you know, what I have developed inside. It's like the hardware is our beingness. The software is the NVC compass. And so here is one branch. So Liane, you have already one branch. That has been two branches that has been visited here. I wonder if maybe there's, I don't know, one sharing right now already, because it's a lot, so I don't want to overdo. Yeah, stop the sharing. If somebody wants to, somebody wants to express something or share something or enlighten something, or maybe somebody's living already some of those perspective and anything.
The request more clarity.
Yeah. So, okay, you share the text. Yeah, more clarity about, yeah, what do you want exactly, Angela, in terms of clarity? Very happy to provide, and Corey also.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the input. Yeah, I got a little bit lost when you were trying to explain.
Yes.
So it wasn't quite clear. The explanation you gave around there wasn't clear to me.
Okay.
I would be glad if I can get more clarity on what you said there. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's take some risk. You are in relationship, Angela?
Okay.
Are you?
Pardon me?
Are you in relationship? Are you like in an intimate relationship or a close relationship?
No, I'm wondering the answer to give you the kind of relationship, like for me as a human, I'm in relationship with the whole of creation, and I'm not sure if that's what you're trying to check with me.
Okay. I was just trying to sense and to check how you live your own relationship. But okay, I can just clarify on a more theoretical level this perspective. Dependency is where you live in a relationship when there's no real room in you to connect with the level of need. Okay, it's gonna be tricky to fully define. Corey, do you want to take over here?
Yeah, I try.
Yes.
So dependency is when, maybe it's the easiest to explain, when you have this differentiation or this scale between strategies and needs, and you have a sense that your needs are dependent on specific strategies, which could also be a person, that you are depending on a specific person to fulfill your needs, for example. And then you can shift and can get aware of your needs and your empowerment, that you have actually many strategies to fulfill your needs. And then it could happen that you go into this anti-dependency where you can say, oh, I can fulfill all my needs by myself. I don't need anybody. I can just be on my own. And then you step out of relationship or of this sense of that you're dependent. And then there's this sense of autonomy where you can own your needs and still have a sense of being in relationship, but choosing more dependently. It's not like a rebellion movement of I don't want to be dependent on anybody. It's more like an empowered posture of, oh yes, I have the choice to relate, but I choose to be autonomous, to care for my needs. And then there is this sense of interdependency, where you really see that everything, that we are actually dependent on each other because we are social beings and we are part of nature. So we need this kind of relationship that we are in, and we can ask for, and it's a gift when we are asking for support and when we are caring for needs, and when we are when we come into a more flowless relating state. That's how I frame it.
Oh,
Hopefully.
thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. That's great. And that's beautiful, because I think I can agree with you now, Perry, that I'm in a relationship because of dependency, the kind of life I live. There is that kind of relationship where we have to depend on the others I meet their need, they also meet my need because of the kind of communal life we live. Thank you so much for that clarity. I'm happy.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you for asking, showing up. And Jacqueline? Or Pierre, sorry, do you wanted to add something? Sorry, Jacqueline, before?
No, I don't want to add anything. It was up for carry on because you want to provide some.
Yeah, but Jacqueline is raising her hand.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Oh, we cannot hear you, even though you're unmuted. So
Which
maybe
is weird.
we wait until later.
Maybe we hear something.
Now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I had my Bluetooth on. I'm wondering if this might even connect to Angelou's request, but I noticed when you spoke about having a transcendental relationship, like I perked up, but I don't really know what that is. And I was wondering if you could explain what you perceive a transcendental relationship to be.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm up for answering on this one along the journey, and I keep it in mind. If I'm skip it, Jacqueline, knock at the door.
Okay.
Punch me. Yes.
Pinch, not
Yeah.
a punch.
Yeah. Liane, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on Angela's question. Is that okay for you?
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing when I think about the spectrum moving from dependency to interdependency, I think about scarcity and abundance.
Mm.
And when we're in the place of dependency, we're in a place of scarcity, of attachment
Yes.
to meeting our needs with particular strategies and particular people. And then we move to interdependence and we have like a variety of different ways of meeting our needs. So we have this abundance where we can choose and pick, and we don't have that tight attachment to one particular way of, or one particular person of meeting our needs.
It's beautifully expressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with big clarity. So it's strongly related, like Liane is sharing, with abundance. So it's that's why I was sharing. It's a way to be. It's not a way to do something, because you shift from a state of enlarging much more the way you meet your need, and and there is then the scarcity is fading away. Actually, we open up to a wider spectrum in the world, actually, to be able to meet one's need. And it's also strongly related with developing one's creativity, our own creative power. So yeah, thanks very much, Liane, for your contribution. Yeah, so we have some resources here in the group. That's cool. All right. So to carry on this journey,
I see Brandon's hand. Is it okay to wait a bit, or do you want, is it on the spot? Oh, now you're gone. I don't see you anymore. Brandon, you just
I
put your
can
hand up?
wait if you guys need to move on. I just had a question.
okay. So yeah, guys, we keep on a bit and then we do a
In
full
the space again.
Q&A. Yes. Thanks. So let's do that. It's fine for you? You can wait. You said it. No need to check, I guess. So here we go again to this journey. So yeah, I was just framing that. So yeah, we need to make room to our transpersonal nature, which means, sorry, again. Oh, there is, I don't know. There is two and a one. I'm confused. So making room. What?
One is good.
Okay, perfect. So it means like so we'll answer also to your question around what a transpersonal relationship means. Like to our transpersonal nature, I mean, to me, it's like we need to enter into a space within us which is connecting to ourself with a big S, capital S, which means our own divinity, something, that is not just our small personal identity that I was talking about. And when we can rely on it, actually, it's widening, creating much more inner space to welcome actually life fully, oneself and the other. And so somehow that's why I'm talking about this transpersonal nature and this transpersonal relationship, and also the possibility in relationship not just to stick to our self-centeredness, and to expand a bit more of our own boundaries to be able to make room for the other person. And actually, that's also the point of your exercise, Corey. So yeah, okay, it might be a bit abstract, so we will carry on the journey about it, and maybe in the group we can dive in more about what it means, and some people what it means for you. So cultivating it in oneself, then living it in relationship. And I was just putting this picture, this symbol of composite chart notion is like in astrology, you have this you know, because I mean, I was studying astrology for some time, and I like the psychology of astrology, not the prediction of it, but the psychology of it, the symbol and the mythology. I found is very rich. And there is this composite chart tool, which is basically you take the chart of two people and you combine the two of them, and it brings a third chart, which is actually the chart of the relationship. And then there is a sense of the us that was spoken before. I, you, and what's the third entity that we create together is about. So it's also, and that's to say that it's transcendental and transpersonal is not, you know, just about you, not just about me, but just it's also about the encounter of the two of us and what this recipe creates, like a bit, you know, mixing ingredients when you cook. All right, so sorry guys, it's a lot of notion, so we can bounce infinitely. And then, so going more to the practicality of it, is like how to live those perspectives. And because that's the point, is like how to live it. So cultivating inner competencies, knowing oneself. I was putting the picture of the Apollo temple in Delphi when you have this know thyself and you will know the universe. I mean, yeah. And which is like what I was framing before. And so a better relationship with myself gives better relationships with another human being. Yeah. And so it sounds hyper logical and hyper practical. I mean, and in the same time, it's not the norm in a sense. But the first point is this relationship with myself, how I relate inside. And when I melt with my judgment, my interpretation, I'm not in relationship with my judgment, with my interpretation. I'm identified to it, and I'm going to act and live out of it. And so the first movement is to make this differentiation with there is me and there is my judgment. You know, I'm not obliged to believe in it. I can first witness it. And then I start to shift from a samsaric world to take this Buddhist psychology perspective, which is based on reactivity, to something where I have a choice. I recover my free will here. And so I like to frame it that way. It's like I start to relate with my inner world. There's a relationship. And when there is a relationship, I'm not identified. And when I'm able to do it inside myself, then I can do it in relationship with the other person, which means I'm not going to melt with the anger or the judgment that might happen in a time of crisis. But I will be able to, you know, to either speak out loud, but without believing in it. And I've much more capacity, and in terms of creative spirit, much more strategy to do differently. So yes, this so developing competence in myself, about the other, in this deep listening possibility, deep listening inside, deep listening outside. And then yes, carry on about the obstacle, but for now, maybe gathering some question and hoping maybe some of what I've shared I've answered also already, so to some stuff, to some what was there before. Where are you guys? I've lost you. It's too much, or it's inspiring. It's awakening too many things. Jacqueline, does it answer, or you want to have some more exchange?
Beautifully, thank you, and it is inspiring too. Thank you.
Cool, I like it.